that's
Right.
a good one.
Yeah. I think it wasn't it you, Mark, just said it was it was a cool song and it wasn't really on anything.
Yeah, I remember it was one of those riffs that was just always in my head. And I said to Christian, I was like, what about that song? And I just started singing it because I couldn't remember the track title. So
Yeah,
then you're like, yeah, let's just try it out, and then we did. So
and we
yeah, because
rewrote
nothing
it a bit, didn't we, as well?
right?
I think we changed like just that 2 chord break thing, and basically everything else is just
It's the same.
was same guitars and everything. But I think I used to have that thing where it's like a real cop out to use an old song, but I just think because it was never released. It just kind of I don't really feel that way about sort of revisiting old ideas. Only if it well not we didn't even really yeah we just kind of left it how it was. I think
Yeah.
it's a different
It
thing
kind of
when
it stood up over the time, didn't it? It just wasn't about like a lot of old songs that you do and never use. You look back at them and you can cringe or whatever, but it's one of those ones that just kind of remained good.
yeah I think when you're sort of trying to rework something old, sometimes it's a bit of a lost cause. But that was basically just how it always was. So we just it was just kind of I think because we had sort of Zep Step going on and things like that, it just seemed like it just had that sort of same vibe. It just felt like it would fit on there, I guess.
Yeah, we knew that we wanted some like those kind of like raw pumping all the way through kind of songs.
Yeah.
It was like a good one, and I just remember the riff from my head. I was like, yeah, that was a cool one.
Yeah.
That would work.
I think it's quite similar to some of the brand new songs as well, in a way. Like I guess Can't Be Named, for example, it's similar creepy little riff.
Yeah.
Well, with some of the newer stuff.
Just sat right.
Yeah.
There's plenty of songs that would never see the light of day.
There's plenty that I really like that you would never say yes to as well.
No, there's some that just like around the exact same time that just not good. I think it was just in that tuning, my guitar. It was on I was playing it on the classical, and it was in like a whole step down, and then drop to to C.
C, isn't it? Yeah.
That shape that it starts with is just like something I always do, and I don't can't it just from twiddling around for a while until something just came out.
Right, like everyone's got that like shape that they always go to on the guitar.
Yeah,
I think
it's kind of one of those things where just every sort of like it just sounded like loads of I don't know if it's that sort of tuning, but it's one of those weird things you start playing and everything kind of sounds like it's in the key of it, and I don't know, just but that one was written right before we went to record, wasn't it? I mean, I remember finishing that a couple of weeks before we went in. And I don't think we played it together ever when we
That's true. I was kind of like we came up with something on the bass, didn't we? Fairly late. And I think I was following a sheet for that. We're recording that one. So I knew it was.
Well, we were like, just writing down the notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You played drums on that one, didn't you, Mark?
Yeah, I played drums on that one. Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah. It's turned out really well.
Actually, no, that is live, that recording.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Because we were in the studio room doing that one, weren't we? Just all three of us.
Yeah. Yes. We hadn't really. Because I think you were touring a lot, Dan, weren't you? So we were like just doing things as they, you know,
as and when we could get together.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Well, yeah, there is quite like a direct kind of thing. Is on most Captain Beefheart albums, there'll be a really pretty sort of really how would you say it, like a little pretty piece between like guitar and piano that has loads of movement in it, and the sort of changes are a bit like jumpy, and so I wanted to sort of do something like that, intending for it to be an instrumental, but then you get sort of like someone like Vic Chestnut who does that kind of scale thing, but then it will just go into like a country song, which
Yeah,
sort of made me feel like that could be achievable, you know, to do something like that. Yeah, I think that, yeah, that I just remember that was, now I think it was Mark put a piano on it, and I don't even think I'd really thought of actually pairing it up with the piano.
You're talking about Fool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, in the studio because we just thought, well, I think I just started playing the riff on piano and we just thought maybe we just try it, throw it in. It's like quite quiet in the mix, isn't it? But it kind of adds the like a little sort of plonkiness to it.
I feel like that one came together the easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of, it's good for that.
Yeah, it was. There's two drum kits on it as well. There's one.
Was there?
One doing the brushes and one sort of playing the.
Oh, I didn't know you'd done that.
Yeah. Oh, that was another one that was not. It was just the what you hear on the album was what we were sent when we were just sent like a monitor mix. You know, just a reference of what we had done that day.
Yeah, that's right.
It was so because Luke just sort of nailed it before. Because he does that thing where when he's tracking things, he'll turn the levels to what how they will sit with the last thing you recorded. So if you were just to press play on the machine without adjusting anything, it would just sort of sound mixed. So yeah, there was a few on the album that were like that, where we just used the sort of rough mix that he sent us, just so we had something to listen back to.
I can't remember.
Mm.
What took the longest? I feel like
Bill Blood, maybe.
Bill Blood was quite difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was also live though, wasn't it? Because Christian was drumming, Mark was doing guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were following. Yeah. You were in the little booth, Mark.
Yeah.
I feel like that was probably the hardest because there's a lot you can't just switch off when you're playing that song. You've got to be really quick for the pushes.
Yeah.
And if you switch off for one moment, you've fucked it.
Yeah. That's a I feel like we went through that a lot actually. I think the one that we struggled the most with was one that we didn't even put on the album. That
What one?
I can't remember. We gave it some silly name.
Oh, is it that drivey one? Something about driving. Driving Sado.
No, that was Driving Sado was I think that was the running name for Unsure, wasn't it?
No. There was a song.
There was another one.
Oh, it was another one.
Demoed it in Brighton, yeah.
No, it was no, we didn't even try and record that. Do you remember we called it like I can't remember now. I'll have it on my laptop somewhere.
All right.
Actually, no, it'll be on a hard drive somewhere. But do you remember it's really, really heavy? And
oh yeah.
And we bashed it out like so many times, and I just think it was too.
It's like something like that.
Yeah, but now Bill Blood was it's difficult because well we were doing a version of it with Mark on drums and then me and you on guitars in Brighton.
Yeah,
and it was completely different. And then that sort of verse thing, we totally changed that just before we recorded it.
oh yeah, you two changed it, didn't you, whilst I was away? Because
Yeah.
I don't think we were sure whether we were even going to do anything with it, and then up with that verse, and it just sort of changed the whole thing.
Well, I got like 3 home demos of the whole sort of like intro thing that I started doing in like lockdown, and I just couldn't get it. I don't know, it's just always something about it just never sounded like it could actually then go into a song from that start bit. And then so I think we must have had like 3 or 4 versions of a verse before we settled on it.
It's like Cowboy. It's the same, wasn't it? I was probably listening to Alkaline Trio. What's new? But no, as far as like stuff that might have influenced it, I don't know. I can't actually remember that far back.
I was listening to demos of the album.
Demos of the album. I think around that time I was listening to a lot of Kraftwerk. Has no relevance to the album. But, yeah.
Oh, Christian, the band that you were thinking of earlier was Land of Talk.
Yeah, you have their CD on in the car quite a lot when we were driving to the studio.
Yeah, it's been I got really into that album. Yeah, we were driving, listening to that up to the studio quite a lot.
Yeah, might have inspired to like keep a few soft moments in there, because when we were thinking up the album, we were just like, it's just got to be heavy all the way.
Yeah, I remember that was in our heads, wasn't it? It's just got to be direct, heavy, all the way through, relentless. But it just turned out not that.
I think it's always good. I mean, I honestly write way more sort of like soft music than heavy stuff, and it just would seem like a waste of a load of songs.
Yeah, we do.
We recorded it to the same tape machine as the last album at Luke's studio, and the only difference was this time it was mixed digitally. It was mixed in Pro
Tools. That's the first for us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I guess unless you count a bit of the second one in that other studio.
I think all the second album was mixed digitally.
Good. Okay.
And then to tape and then digital mix. I think it because when you play back a tape machine so often, the tape just starts to
dull down it. Does it dull down the sound?
I think we just wanted to be able to sort of really get a mix we wanted without the pressure of knowing that every mix is gonna make it a little bit sort of.
Yeah, because I remember you saying that you just wanted a bit more clarity. It's like, we've done it before, all analog, and there's, that even though the albums sound good, but there was like a little bit of clarity that we were missing that we really wanted to get back.
Yeah.
And
it's like you say, when you're listening to the sort of monitor mixes and then what you get back at the end, you always feel like it's not as clear as it was when you were listening back to it in the studio. You think, oh, maybe it's just the speakers, but it's usually to do with, it being mixed analog.
It definitely, the whole, like when it's fully analog, definitely, sort of, it does stand out quite a lot. When, if you were putting if you had a playlist and just one track in this playlist was done without computers up until it was, it always kind of sticks out in a cool way, or sometimes
on that I can remember I think we were at someone's house in London, and it was during the first album, and Road for Judah was out, and it was played on Radio 1, and I was waiting for it to come on. There's like glossy songs playing, and then he was like, "This is Road for Judah, the Wytches," and it was just like, not in a bad way. It was a cool, like, real. It just sounded like someone recorded it in the bedroom, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It really did stand out.
Yeah. I guess there's that sort of like, it's a sort of high fidelity, lo-fi. You know what I mean? Like where it doesn't sound polished, but it also is like full range, is what I think we always like with, you know,
Yeah.
not to have it too sort of processed sounding, just sort of quite raw and
Yeah.
But this time around, yeah, just wanted that bit more clarity with it.
I think it's worked as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, you were bow bassing, weren't you?
Yeah, I was playing a bit of the bow bass. What songs was I doing that on again?
I think you did it on Spark and Fool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was just using my AC30 as always. But the Leslie Captain, we got to talk about that.
Oh yeah, yeah. You put your guitar through that quite a lot.
Yeah, and your vocals on
Our guest can't be named.
Yeah, basically loads of that track is just loads of stuff going on in that one is put through the Leslie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
vocals, guitars, slide guitars.
Guess we'll get one then, boys.
Sorry.
Guess we gotta get one then.
Yeah.
Yeah, for anyone who wouldn't be familiar, wouldn't know what that is, it's just like this giant box with a spinning speaker in it that you know you use for that sort of organ vibrato sort of thing. Yeah, Mark was.
You used your AC30. Christian, what amp did you use?
I think I used my bass, my Fender Bassman head through a few different cabs, and then Luke had like a Selma head.
Is that the one that's doubled as a bass head? That Selma one?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I tried to use that Selma head through the Selma cab, giant Selma cab he's got, but I ended up using the micro Ampeg SVTR.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you use something else as well?
Maybe I know I only used that. I did switch up my bass though, didn't I? I used the really old precision bass he's got in there with flat wounds.
Yeah. Which was that's like quite a different thing for you.
It was difficult. Like I really wanted to get out of my comfort zone with it, and I think the album's better off for that. Found some really cool sounds. I did use the jazz bass on like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Bill Blood and Maria, definitely. I used the jazz, but the setup stayed the same.
Yeah.
My cousin was blown away by the bass sound in Maria.
Really?
It was like, it's so murderous, man. How did they do it?
We just sat there till it sounded good. I remember we were just turning all the knobs till it sounded like high end there, but also real guttural.
Well, Luke always puts that mic in the corridor, is because the live room is quite small, and so he always puts that mic in the corridor, which seems to really pick up the bass. See, just the drums and bass are really sort of clamoring in that.
Such a good little technique, that.
Yeah, yeah. As soon as you put a little bit of that like corridor into the mix, it just sounds crazy.
What about do you know anything about the mics that we used?
Yeah, I think like on guitars it's mainly actually I do this wasn't planned, but I do have one here. A Bayer Dynamic M160 was used on guitars, and then just like the Sennheiser 421 on guitars, and so I might be. I don't know what else Luke really used on guitars. I think he used some like ribbon mics and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe even like
that price range probably.
Okay.
Something probably out of our price range.
Yeah. But he's got a lot of old stuff as well, hasn't he? Like real vintage stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that Leslie cabinet, that's ancient, and then he has like a pedal that was made for it. It's like a giant guitar pedal that had the 2 different speeds on it.
Yeah, that's so cool, man.
Yeah.
We recorded the whole album then.
There was lots of keys in it, wasn't there?
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, lots of keys.
Well, there's the upright piano which you played on Slow Told Tower.
Yeah, it was like the first album that I played keys on where we didn't use the Mellotron so much. I think we used it in moments.
We used the free demo of a MIDI Mellotron pack.
Yeah.
The Spark and Bats. There's just the free demo that you get with one of the Mellotron.
So as long as you're quick with recording, you can get any sound you like.
Yeah.
But no, I thought Spark we did it on the actual Mellotron.
You did that xylophone.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
But then there's a weird sort of like warbly whistling sound that we.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, because Bats and Spark were such new songs. Those 2 we added a few things at home, Mark, didn't we? Because like after the session, those 2 were, because they were so new, we hadn't really thought much about how to sort of produce them or whatever. So we added them on that massive heat wave day. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Where the machine melted, almost melted.
No, we did that in the flat we were at.
Oh, okay.
And just like from home, added a few more, but not on any other songs. Just those 2. We added a few things at home.
Wicked.
We also shot a bit of the Maria music video on that heatwave day as well.
Is that the one that got lost in the processing?
No, that was in Christian's garden. We turned his whole garage into a makeshift surgery, like operating here. We bought these chrome curtains and we tried to make the whole thing chrome. It took forever.
Yeah.
We filmed the whole scene on Super 8 of Damien basically getting operated on by Dr. Ellie. And then we started throwing blood at Ellie because like that was right, yeah, because she was like hacking at Damien. It was like quite a sinister moment for the music video, but it would look so good. But yeah, the whole tape just got fucking erased. So
yeah, because when you were saying about the chrome shot with Super 8, it would get that sort of like burnt effect where it's so shiny.
Yeah, but it's so bright that it kind of burns the film and it goes black for a second, but it looks so cool.
Yeah,
that's what we wanted, and spent all that time and getting surgery gowns and fake blood and throwing it everywhere.
Making the set as well.
Oh man, it was like a whole week.
Seeing the pictures of that.
Yeah, there's pictures of it, just nothing else.
Yeah. All right. It turned out well in the end.
Yeah, we like the video. It's good. Cool.
Did you use anything different, Mark?
No, still got the same old pedals, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know if Luke gave us anything to use. I can't think of anything specifically guitar pedal wise.
You had a lot of tremolo going on your guitars, didn't you?
That was one of Luke. Yeah, that was like some kind of surf tremolo thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then just the one I think you were using I pay more attention than you do.
Wow. Some tremolo. It was just a surf tremolo thing. I can't remember what it was called.
No, I was taking the piss out myself because my brain I just know these things too well.
Right.
You have a handmade boost pedal, Christian, don't you? But I don't know whether that would affect any sort of like major tonal differences.
No, I used if they're talking about squeals, I used a ring modulator pedal that I built from a kit. But I think the only time it appears on the album is I do that thing on the sort of excess string bit on the Jazzmaster,
yeah.
And it's got a real robotic sound, and I think it's in a few of the noisy parts. It has a weird sort of like robot.
Maybe that's what I mean.
Yeah, there was that.
Yeah,
and then the down electro talk back.
Oh yeah. Was that at the end of Fall, or was that the tape going in reverse?
That's at the end of Fall and at the end of Build Blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still like a reverse loop pedal.
Yeah.
I think for the slapback sounds, it was either the Fab Echo or Luke had a real Roland Space Echo. I think on Zep Step it's the Fab Echo. And I don't think I had any reverb on it. It might have been on the amp. I think I used a twin reverb a bit. I think there was reverb on that. But yeah, just the same old one I've had since we started. They cost like 12 quid or something brand new.
Yeah, they're about that, aren't they?
It's
the exact same one, isn't it? I know you replaced it, but you started.
Yeah, weirdly, it was one of those weird things where the replacement one just didn't sound the same. So
has enough beer dripped into it.
Yeah.
All right. Happy Sad Boy 33.
What about your pedals, Dan, before Happy Sad Boy?
I don't think I had any new ones. I think on the last album, I tried experimenting with the bass Big Muff. But on this one, I think I just kind of now I'm saying it. Maybe I did use a bit of the Big Muff. It was either my usual Boss overdrive, bass overdrive. I know I used that a lot on there. Maybe a few of the songs I did use the bass Big Muff, but there was nothing else like crazy that I added. Not that I can remember.
Yeah, you've had that since you were a kid.
Since I was like 16, I've had that yellow one, that Boss one.
Classic.
Bass Big Muff.
No, the Boss overdrive one.
Oh, Boss overdrive, right?
Yeah. But you use that, all your fuzz is the bass Big Muff mark, isn't it?
Yeah. I've been using that for ages. I never had like a guitar Big Muff.
Yeah.
From early days, mate. But why not? It's just a fuzz. It's just a fuzz pedal.
Someone, I didn't add this question in because there were a lot of similar questions, but someone did ask about wanting to see pedal boards. So I hope this kind of helps.
My pedal. I got it right here.
Oh, go on, flash it up for like 0.2 seconds.
This is it.
Me screenshot.
Quick screenshot it.
The wood is oak. That
is actually real oak. Yeah.
It was me and Mark were walking around an antique thing, and some guy had turned a really nice like Premiere floor tom into a table, and it was like done so badly, and it was just like he had like glued wood to the. So I just took the wood off that. I bought the drum, and then
remember he tried to wood stain over this shell.
Yeah, and I was.
It looked so bad. You don't wood stain shit that's already lacquered. It's just
It was like a 1940s like floor tom Premiere drum. It's like but no, I got it. I I cleaned it all up and
saved it, didn't you? Put new skins on it, cleaned all the metal up on it.
Yeah, and then I stole the design from Mark because Mark made a wooden pedal board, and I just made a small version of it. No, yours.
I just bought one, a normal one.
Yeah,
because I'm bored.
But yeah, this was that was the ring modulator. I did come very prepared, and I got all my gear out.
I got to show.
Right.
I got this lovely clock here, guys.
That's cool.
That lovely.
What is that?
Huh? Or what about my flamenco classical?
Yeah.
Nice tone to that.
Yeah.
I've got my mum's. Oh no, this isn't my mum's one. This is my first acoustic Takamine.
Is that the one with the painting on the back of it?
No, I sold that one.
Yeah.
Got a silencer on that thing, Dan. I didn't hear it. It's noise suppression or something.
Oh no, maybe
that sounds like nothing.
Oh well, that's the only instrument I have right here.
Yeah,
I can see.
Yeah.
All right, let's push on. So yeah, how did we do it? It was
bit of both, wasn't it, really?
A bit of both. I think we've already mentioned it a bit at the beginning, but there's 2 or 3 songs we did live, bass, drums, guitar, but most of them were bass and drums live, and everything else was just put on top, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
minus Spark.
Spark. Yeah, that was
all the vibe, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that, and then
Real Blood as well.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah, live and then overdubs. I think we always did do it live, but when we're now Dem's a member now, but like obviously she wasn't at the time of recording, so we were just doing it ourselves still, weren't we? So
yeah,
the option of doing it all live wasn't always the option that was there.
Yeah, because that was it. It was like I was on drums for the sort of demoing of the album, then Christian actually played the drums, and I did Spark. And did you play any drums on this one, Dan? I know you did on the last one.
I did on some of like the songs that we never actually pushed into the album. There was a couple of ones we did at the hall, I think, or maybe that was after the album. I can't remember, but no, not on this one.
Yeah.
But what was the other question? What was the room like?
The room, it's called Tile House, isn't it? It's full of little shiny tiles.
So it's just tiley.
Yeah, it's a good room. It's low ceiling. I don't know. I don't really know much about recording, so I don't know what that does to a recording. Yeah,
so like a really small live room. Well, not really small, but it's not like a giant. Professional studio. I think any sort of like home recorded stuff we've put out is just all the EPs, all the albums. We tend to try and go into a proper studio to do them, just to keep
it pro, man.
Keep it pro.
Yeah.
Real.
Then something
I think what with me personally with it all is I was really getting into the sort of the mid 70s Neil Young albums where they're so like bare in production and everything's quite dry and you know songs like Unsure and I don't know what make and like something to fall back on and stuff like that where they're real dry sounding and yeah, I suppose sort of pairing that kind of way of doing it with the fact that they are really punchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, punchiness comes from just like not putting too much reverb on and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
Close mic in and that sort of thing.
Yeah, we just wanted to do a real, I don't know, yeah, something about those. I mean, loads of sort of, there's like the Bob Dylan New Morning album, which just sounds so minimal as well. And I just really like those albums at the moment, those kind of really minimal sounding things.
Yeah. I don't know if we've really thought about it yet, have we?
Well, you did, Dan, didn't you? You got a new bass.
Yeah, that's true. I bought a new bass. So where I was using the precision bass, I obviously don't have one, so I was borrowing one. So I bought sort of an in-between JP90, a Fender JP90 that was discontinued in the early 90s. I don't know why people just didn't like them. They're quite ugly, but I kind of like the ugliness of it. But it's got the P bass pickup in, as well as a jazz pickup. So if I'm ever in a situation where I need a bit of a old tone, I'll go to the jazz pickup. But for the new songs, I'll just keep it sounding like a precision bass, and it's light as well. It's really, I think it's really cool shape. But yeah, nothing else has really changed for me.
It kind of looks a bit like one of those Jackson guitars, but in a bass.
It's real sharp. It looks really like late 80s, early 90s style. Yeah.
I really like the sound of it.
I could go get it.
Yeah, show the peeps, Dan.
Yeah, go on. You guys talk. Well, you could cut this here, couldn't
you? Yeah.
Yeah, Dan really smells.
Yeah, cool.
All right, I'm back. Oh, where's Mark? But yeah, this is the JP90. It's in really good condition for like its age.
Oh, yeah. How old?
Like 33 years old. It was like 1990. It's a weird headstock. It's smaller than usual Fender headstock. USA made.
It's been on this planet longer than I have, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
It came with a red pit guard, but the guy that sold it to me also had a black one, which was the original one, and I put that back on there.
Well,
another thing that I did with the to make it more like the album is I put the flat wounds on.
Oh, I didn't even know you did. Is that all right?
Yeah, they're flat wounds. But yeah,
nice.
Ugly bass.
Here's a cool sound right now.
It's not that. It looks pretty metal, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
I use this guitar a lot, which is kind of, I don't know if this would be reversed on the screen, but it's a Strat that it's a Fender, but it says made by Squier. It's a weird, I don't know what year it is, but I don't know if it's technically like a Squier or a Fender, but that was used. I think we used that on the last album as well.
Yeah.
Use it live these days.
Yeah.
It's a good one, that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll bring the bow bass out. Who knows?
Oh yeah.
We thought about doing that, didn't we? And then
we did the lyrics, didn't we? Like a few years ago.
Yeah.
Well, we did a zine that had a few.
Well, that's what she's saying, like a zine, like a. I'm guessing she means. Did she say magazine or zine?
Tab zine, or something similar.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They're like something to learn the songs from.
I mean, yeah, it could do official one, or could do like just like a homemade zine with some because that could be easily done.
Yeah, we could do it.
We could do it with these last two albums, but I think there was always like a publishing thing that to do it for anything on like the first or second album. I don't know if we like
That's right.
allowed to do that yet.
Publishing related, isn't it? Yeah.
Because yeah, it's like a publishing thing. But I'd love to do just like just a select few.
It would be cool.
Songs. I don't know. Mark's good with tabs. I don't know how to read tabs or write.
Yeah, I could tab.
Yeah, to read them.
I guess it's just like counting, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, if it's like if people see this video and they want that, then comment down below, smash
subscribe now.
Yeah, smash subscribe right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we could easily do that. I mean, I've made loads of zines. We could smash out like a tab zine. That'd be fun.
I have one right here.
Oh, yeah, that was our first zine.
If you missed out on that, you know.
Yeah, we love anything that we could, you know, because Mark printed all them out, and you know, designed them all and printed and put them all together. It would definitely be, if we were to do something like that, you know, do a home run kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just like 50 or something.
Yeah, we love doing that. Well, anything that you can like produce yourself, you know, manufacture ourselves and stuff is
cooler thing to have, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most of your parts, Christian, are quite chordy anyway. Like you could write down the chords, and then I could just tab my bits out, and then you've got like, you know.
Well, we could definitely do it any time for this new album. You know.
Yeah. Well, if people want that, then they can have it. You know.
Yeah. Comment down below.
Yeah.
Smash the comment button.
Fiction. Yeah.
Smash the button back.
Like. Don't forget to like as well. I guess if we don't count the one that was written 10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah.
There was that time you guys came down to Brighton. January 2022, wasn't it?
Yeah, thinking about it now, I basically like 6 months, wasn't it? Because me and we did some work right at the start of 2022.
Yeah.
In Brighton for like a month.
Yeah.
And then we were just going back and forth from the Yaxley Village Hall, and just like getting them up to scratch. And then
I remember when we went to Brighton though in January of 2022, you had a few of the songs already written.
Yeah.
Or like roughly written. So just kind of before that, right? So yeah, like 7 or 8 months or so.
Yeah, I think Unsure came about like right at the end of 2021, and like I said earlier, Bats and Spark and Fool were all written like real quick. Well, like a month.
Was that there was Our Guest Can't Be Named. It kind of sounded a bit different, but like we started doing that one in Mark's shed that time.
Yeah, that was.
I don't remember when that was, but it was way before all this.
That might have been even longer ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we just the first riff, wasn't it? But
yeah, we just were. Was one of us on drums or?
No, I don't think so.
I think we were.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that day.
We did have the drum kit in your shed once.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was really fucking hot.
I think you took what we did then, Christian, and turned it into like you did record a demo of it with all the parts with drums.
We recorded a demo of it at Brighton Electric as well with us three with Mark on drums.
Oh no, I mean when it was like Iron Maiden. You know, it had that bit at the end. It had the bit at the end that was real like heavy metal.
It went like
yeah.
I feel like we were always trying to throw that in a song.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
But Yeah, no, we did record it as a demo with Mark as well.
Yeah,
in its form that it is now.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of it was majority of it was sort of all kind of pieced together, sort of first half of last year.
Yeah,
like when we were actually like we're doing an album sort of thing. And then we scrapped loads of stuff, and we were just throwing anything out there, trying to.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's recorded in the summer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then I think it was done near the end of the year. And then Alcopop came around fairly soon into the new year, I think.
Yeah.
Then the plans just started rolling from then. We just planned out a schedule. Yeah. So
well, like the whole record vinyl plant thing was so messed up for our last album, because we were trying to get that printed whilst COVID was going on, and they just kept having to close down the record plants. And well, that's from what I was told. Like, it was really difficult back then. But so when we got it printed with Alcopop, it was just came around so quickly, didn't it? It's like
it's such a nice surprise.
Can be here in a few weeks, and
it's like, what?
It's weird to record it in summer. It's sort of like, because Luke's tape machine overheated, the capacitor like blew up in his tape machine, like, and wasn't that like an hour after we finished recording or something.
It was.
He rang me and said, gotta wait if you want it mixing, because
because blown up.
Yeah, I think probably just from the heat, just from how it was.
It's warm in that room with everything going, isn't it, as well? Like, without the sun beating down.
Those hot riffs as well.
That's the main issue.
Flaming hot riffs on their shit.
All my clothes kept burning off when we
I know. The clothes we went through just to record.
George Asda's truck outside, just so you can.
We were wearing all George from Asda clothes, because we kept burning all our clothes off.
Yeah, that was
insane. Insane, man.
That was crazy. Anyway, next question. I guess yes, you are. Like, you always do most of it, don't you? And then
like stuff like Zep Step and I Guess Can't Be Named and stuff like that. Like, I felt like that was very collaborative. Like, I would do all the vocal bits, but like I really remember us all kind of putting our heads together for those ones.
I remember.
I mean, considering as well that I was on drums for the demos most of it, the drums the drums from my demos, like, you're a better drummer, but it was quite similar, wasn't it? So I guess, like,
I don't know, you got a good fiery feel.
You come up with good parts as well, Mark.
No, that's a good thing to add, is that I was basically playing everything your part, like a lot of the fills and beats that you would put on it. But then with with the sort of songy songs, I sort of have them there.
But it's like 90% done most of the time, the ones that are more like song based, aren't they?
But with a strong emphasis on not like writing everyone's parts, because I can't. That's just a lame thing to do. Like, play this.
No. Thanks, D. Croft.
We've definitely gotten better at making music flow a bit. I think that's always I think when we're sort of piecing things together, that's sort of you know, does this flow out of that into that well, and yeah, I guess we're just really quite like meticulous now when it comes to like structuring songs. And
I don't think we really think, maybe we did in the past, I don't know, but there's a lot of pressure on bands to write songs that are going to hit instantly, or like you've got to have a chorus straight away, and it's got to like be formulated to fit something like a radio or whatever. And I feel like this one especially, we kind of just wrote it as we were writing it and didn't think about anything like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Having longer sections in the middle, or like a longer intro, because that's what the song needs, rather than, oh, but someone's going to be waiting for the vocal to come in.
Yeah. I said a lot of times on it where like you'd maybe, it's like a bit of a break and you'd expect like a lead bit that we sort of would leave out, and maybe just this whole thing that we just wanting it to be a lot more simple sounding, you know. There's maybe like when a part does come in, it's a bit more on display because it's not fighting with like another section, or you know, that kind of thing.
That's true. I think some of it that might have benefited from you writing a lot of it on the classical as well, like because it's obviously a way more chilled out instrument.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I think, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
bloody know, do I?
Who knows?
It just kind of happened, right? I mean, you don't even think about it. I don't think about it.
Yeah,
that's it. It's something that you look at and go, oh yeah, when you see a question like
yeah,
that.
you see a question like
that. No, but like,
when you kind of like, okay, well, yeah, it kind of makes sense, but it was never intentional.
No.
Yeah.
I'd rather suffocate songs rather than
let them breathe. Well, that's all the questions.
Cool.
So you
reckon that was all right?
So that's all the questions. Thanks to everyone that put one in, and we didn't read it out, then sorry.
Just wasn't good enough.
Just wasn't good enough.
We got a lot of duplicates, didn't we? So
yeah, there are a lot of duplicates, and others that were kind of similar. So I think we covered most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's cool doing this kind of thing. I'm always trying to get as much info on an album I like.
Yeah, guys, who wants a Wytches podcast?
It's the new liner notes, isn't it?
We start a weekly Wytches podcast.
Yeah, who wants that? Comment at the bottom.
Smash it.
Yeah, smash it.
Headbutt that subscribe bell.
You've got quite a podcasty setup going on, Mark. I feel like.
I mean, we could, like, if we did a podcast, we'd have to all get you set up with your your backdrop.
Yeah.
It's my nice new office chair. Look at this, lovely.
That's so good.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, Halloween office chair.
Has it got lumbar support?
It does.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't have lumbar support. I've just got a cushion, which I guess you could call.
I'm on a spinny chair.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's nice and wheel it around.
Just in time for Halloween as well. My little Halloween collection going on.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Spooky. I've got that. It's a candle there on the left.
Is it? Yeah. It's a little. But look at the sky. You ready for this? Don't get too scared now.
No.
Oh.
That's great. Is that a vintage?
This guy.
It's a vintage pin. Yeah.
The lights you can't really see, but
yeah, we got one similar with like a light in the back. It sits in the garden. Yeah, it's good.
Got a spooky clown.
Ooh.
Ronald McDonald playing a guitar.
I hate that guy.
Yeah, wrong.
Anyway, shall we say goodbye and
say good night. Yeah,
Night, night, guys.
buddy.
yeah, good night, sleep
Night,
well,
guys.
and
Thank you for
listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for asking the questions. I feel like I've exposed myself as being a bit of just like a big gear nerd.
Geek.
I don't care about any of this sort of thing, really.
Never like music.
Yeah.
Just trying to make a bit of dosh.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.